And welcome back to French Quarter Fest 2024. We at the WWL Louisiana stage right here, sponsored by WWL TV. We're speaking with Troy Sawyer and the Elementz. The Elementz are, I guess, they're on a break right now.
Yeah, they're on a break. They're trying to get some food now.
I don't blame you. You guys opened the festival today on
Yes,
this
we did.
third day on the stage behind us here. Kind of run us through what that was like being out here on this gorgeous day. I just think the sunny weather makes the music sound better.
It does. I don't like to play when it's cold because I'm a trumpet player and it turns my trumpet into ice. And it's hard to play a cold trumpet. So this is perfect weather. It's so beautiful. But by us being out here early to open up the fest is an honor to open up the fest and set the tone for the rest of the day.
You know, I got to listen to the last part of y'all's sets. I mean, it's this big fusion of you have funk, you have soul, you have rock in there.
Yeah.
And I just saw the crowd started gravitating towards the stage, especially when you guys did the encore.
Right.
Where did this sound come from?
It comes from New Orleans, being born and raised in New Orleans, and traveling around the world. So like any type of genre of music that I'm attracted to, that I like, if it's good music, good music. And so I fuse it all together. I don't say I'm gonna write or compose music for this particular genre. I just create. So whatever comes out is what comes out. So it's a gumbo and a fusion of all these different elements and styles and influences growing up in New Orleans.
And it's really been a long journey for you, especially as the leader now, but you didn't start that way.
I did not. So I was playing with different bands before, but after Hurricane Katrina, I came back to New Orleans, and I decided to start my own band, step out as a band leader. So it was a Troy Sawyer Trio, which we were performing at the King Bowden's. It was called King Bowden's on Rampart Street, now it's Bartonique. And so that was my first consistent gig every Wednesday night as a band leader.
You know, one thing I didn't know about you is, of course, we know you as a trumpeter, but you didn't start out that way either. Like, you were initially in strings.
Yeah, so I picked up the violin when I was in pre-K kindergarten. I played that for a couple of years, and I told my mama, I said, "Mom," she said, "What, boy?" I said, "I'm not feeling the violin." So she said, "Okay, which instrument are you feeling? Well, do you want to play another instrument?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do, but I don't know which one." But I heard this band marching down the streets of New Orleans to St. Augustine Marching 100, and I heard this instrument, and then my mom took me to a jazz concert to hear the great Wynton Marsalis play, and I said, "Mom, that's the instrument I want to play." So I picked up the trumpet in 4th grade, and I've been playing it ever since.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Do you think you did strings because your grandfather had that whole interaction with Armstrong?
Yeah, my great-grandfather played all of the strings, and he co-wrote songs with the great Buddy Bolden, played around time with Louis Armstrong, played at Preservation Hall, and so I come from a musical family, and I think that's in my blood to pick up the strings and play around with it. But I love the cello, so I'm going to pick up the cello one day.
Yeah, I think you can do it. But when you talk about you weren't feeling the strings, that just goes to show you how much music is a feeling more than just a sound.
Right, yeah.
Why is that so important in New Orleans culture for you guys?
The feeling, it comes from, you know, our ancestors, of the things that they have gone through, and I feel like everywhere I travel all over the world, it's nothing like a New Orleans musician because we have gone through a lot. Our ancestors have gone through a lot, and that pain, and we turn that pain into purpose. And so I feel like we coming from that place of feeling, of soul, and your soul is your energy. So our energy is really connected to the universe, and people can feel it.
I tell you, we can feel it from all the way over here while you're playing on the stage.
You were rocking with us? You rocking
guys
your soul?
Oh, yeah. We used to, we rock, we roll, we rock your soul,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
and that's
man.
something you guys did with Doocy.
Yeah, so I met Rockin' Doocy in Paris a couple of years back, and he said, "Yeah, little brother, when we get back to the States, we're going to work together." And then we finally worked together. I sat in with his band, and then when I started working on my album, I was at the Elementz Marsalis Center for music because I live in the Musicians Village. And I said, "Hey, Rockin', I'm over here at the Elementz Marsalis Center. I'm hearing you on this track, this song." He's like, "Okay, where you at?" I said, "Elementz Marsalis Center." He said, "All right, I'm on my way." So he came through and put his verse down. He was like James Brown in the booth, giving you that energy. And that's what I love about him. He has a good energy. He's a good person, and he's all about helping the next generation out.
You know, you're no stranger to festivals. You're no stranger to music venues across the city. When you come to places like French Quarter Fest and you see the different stages, you see the different artists of all different genres, what is it like to see that as a New Orleanian and an artist who is true to the music?
It's beautiful to see people that I grew up with. When we were kids, going to the Satchmo Jazz Camp, playing music as kids, but we still playing. It was refreshing actually to see some of my, even the older musicians still playing, you know, like Wendell Brunius and all the rest of them. I saw them Thursday for the kickoff ceremony, and it's just refreshing. It's inspirational to keep this going because we're the ones that got to pass it down to the next generation. and it just makes me feel awesome, and it makes me feel more inspired to keep doing what I'm doing.
You know, part of what you're doing when you talk about passing things down is your educational components that you really work on. How have you seen that really transform lives in the kids that you work with?
So I started teaching in the school system after Hurricane Katrina through this organization called Artist Corps New Orleans, which is an organization that would get professional musicians that have degrees to teach at a school that didn't have enough money in the budget to pay for a full-time music teacher. And I started teaching, and I'm all about self-expression, and then I felt like it was my responsibility to be there because those kids are looking at me and they want something from me that I have to give. And I just kept on doing it to become a better teacher, and then I decided to step out of the system to create my own system, which is called Girls Play Trumpets 2. It's my nonprofit called Girls Play Trumpets 2.
I know a lot of folks look up to you for doing that. So, okay, so you just did the set.
Yeah.
How do you guys decompress after a set like that? Because that was a lot of energy.
Oh, a lot of energy.
And I mean, you're almost right in the sun. You have a little shade there, but the crowd was rocking with you.
So yeah, drinking lots of water. Gotta stay hydrated. And then and there's a lot of energy. I have to like come down from this high. So now I'm calm now, because it's a high when you're performing, and you got to bring that energy, give the people your all, and I always give the people my all, because you never know, it may be my last time performing, so you always got to perform like it's your last time performing.
All right, so let's talk about the fest. What are you looking forward to? Food, other artists?
Yeah, so they have a bunch of, Tidra Moses is closing out the Jack Daniels stage, and that's a friend of mine, and we go way back, and like we're going to start working on some music together, so I'm eager to check her out later on. It's a lot of people. Water Seed is performing Sunday. I'm looking forward for my nonprofit to perform too, because the girls been practicing and rehearsing for a minute to prepare for this moment. So they perform tomorrow on the kids stage from 12:15 to 1:15.
Is that the one in front of the aquarium? Is that where that is?
I think that's the one on Decatur around like H&M, where it splits off.
That's right, okay.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Even the food, I'm about to go out there and check out the food, see what they have to offer. I like to eat good food.
I mean, we can smell it from down here. I'm sure you guys could smell it on the stage the whole time.
When I came out here, I was like, oh yeah, I smell that food. I can't wait to eat.
I can't wait to get off the stage.
I don't eat before I play, because I blow that food straight through the trumpet. And my band members, they know. Troy doesn't eat before he plays.
But you know what? After he's done, he's going to be hitting up all the food booths.
I'm going in. I can't wait.
All right, so when's your next performance for folks who may have missed you out here today?
So my next performance is we're working on something at the Columns Hotel. We got some other private gigs coming up. Jazz Fest is coming up, doing a lot of cameos. Girls Play Trumpets 2 is performing at Jazz Fest also. So yeah, we actually lining up the world tour for my album Rock Your Soul. So that's our focus, to really travel around the world promoting the good news, which is the album.
All right, Troy Sawyer, we had you. We appreciate everything you've done, especially for the younger generations with the music. Troy Sawyer and the Elementz already performed on Jack Daniels stage. Stick around with us. We have a whole lot more for you coming up from French Quarter Fest 2024 right here at the Love Louisiana Festival. Thanks for watching, no matter where you're from, and if you can get out here, come out and see us.